Alright farmers, welcome back to the channel. Now today we're going to be looking at the three new crop types that are coming to Farming Simulator 22. Now Giants have released some information over it. We're going to be getting grapes, olives and sorghum released into the base game. So it's three new additions to the standard crops that we already have from 19. And let's have a look at them. Right, so we've got, first off, we'll have a look at sorghum. Now, this is going to be a cereal crop like wheat, oats, barley, that sort of thing. They've introduced this into the game because sorghum is a big thing in America, particularly in the Midwest. It's what they grow a lot. It can be used a lot for lots of different things. You know, it's made into flour for baking, for bread and that sort of thing. It can also be used to feed your animals on the game that they've said so far. So that's another thing that you can be growing rather than the standard ones that you want to do. It's also, you know, what it's been like with prices. You know, you do one crop all the time and the price goes down. So if you want to rotate your fields around between certain different crops, then that's another one added into the mix. Obviously that's the standard cereal crop type, so you'll use your normal harvesters, your normal headers, your normal seeders. So there's nothing new for that side, just a different crop type. And then we'll move on to grapes. Now this is one of the biggest crops to come into the game, as in new stuff. So what you have with grapes, you'll have your field and you need to plant the vines. Now what's different between this and normal planting so far, or seeding, whatever you want to call it, is it's a click and drag system. So you put your first post in, and then you drag it out to wherever you want it to end, and it puts the whole vine down for you. Now one thing with this is that you got to tend to these crops, so you don't want to put them too close together. Even though we've got smaller machinery that is coming out to deal with the grapes, you're still going to need some sort of space. So that's one thing to keep in mind when you're doing it. And obviously we've got a few things to go with the grapes. We've got the small tractors to go between the vines. We've got the small sprayer, because obviously you're going to need to fertilise your grapes for a better crop. You're also going to need to put herbicide on them to protect them, because obviously you don't want the weeds getting in there. And also you're going to need to cultivate the land between the vines. Now you cultivate the land so the water can get to the roots of the vines better. Now you do all this, as with everything in the game so far, you do these processes with these crops to get a better yield. You're going to get something off of it just planting and leaving it. You're going to get some growth, you're going to get some crop off the end. But all the processes in the game, like before, the more you do to it, the more you're going to get. So it's all about putting the effort in to get a better output. And then obviously we've got olives as well. That's coming into the game. Now there's not many pictures been put on about olives, so I can only assume it's going to be something along the lines of the grapes. So we'll have to see when that comes out what the actual crack is with all that. And then after that, you know, what do you do with these new crops? What can you do? Now they have released some information that will be going over in another video about production change. Now you can grow your stuff, you can sell your stuff, just like it has been since the game first came out. But what they're releasing in 22 is production change. So say you harvest your grapes, for instance. You could go sell your grapes straight off, job done, and that's it. But what you can do now is you can take it to a factory that you own, that you'd have to buy obviously, and plant it on, and place it on your own land. You can then take it to one of these factories, these processing plants, and you can process it into something else. Now specifically with grapes, you can process that into grape juice and then sell that on. So what you would have got for your initial grape harvest, you then put that into the thing, and then one more processing down the road, you're going to get more money for it. So again, with the planting and the fertilizing and the cultivating is going to make your money go up for the product. Again, putting it through the factory is going to make the price go up for that end product as well. And what you can also do with the grapes specifically is process them into raisins. Again, you can sell them on their own. You could, just leave it at that. Or what you can do is then move that on to another factory, a cereal processing factory, at which point they'll make, with other ingredients, they'll make cereal, boxes of cereal, sort of like a muesli style, granola, whatever you want to call it. So what's coming with these new crops and with these processing chains that we'll go over in another video is it's adding more to the game. More and more gets added to the game to get a more immersive feel to it. You're not just planting, harvesting, rinse and repeat. After a while that can get boring. I mean, we've all been there, and it's been like, oh, not harvesting again. Oh, no, I'm bored of this. It's keeping it fresh. It's giving you something else to do. So all these additions to the game, always going to be an excellent thing. If there's more to do, there's more to keep your eye on, which is excellent. And what they have said as well, what Giants have said, is that seasons is now going to be on the base game. So it's not going to be a mod anymore like in 19. It's going to be a base game feature. And obviously with different crops, with the grapes, with the olives, with the sorghum, you need to keep your eye on that calendar, because all three of these have got different planting times and got different harvesting times. So you're really going to have to keep an eye on that calendar to make sure they don't wither, and to make sure you don't lose a year's harvest. Because you lose a year's harvest, you lose some cash, and that's what you're doing all this for, is to make the money in the game. So that to say, you can turn seasons off. So if you don't want to play it, don't want to play with the seasons mode on, turn it off and just carry on as normal. Now, I think all this is excellent. I've seen in previous videos some of the different machinery that they got coming out, and it just looks great. It just looks a great addition to the game. Something different, something new, something fresh, something you need to get your head around, something you need to think about. Oh, I'm not just going to plant this and do it tomorrow. You've got to plant this now, and we'll do it in a couple of months, or whatever. It just really gets you to start thinking about what you're doing in the game, what you need to get, where you're going to go with it. Are you going to sell it straight off the bat? Are you going to put it through one processing plant? Are you going to put it through two processing plants? Do you want to do that? Do you want to go that far? Do you want to only go halfway, or can you not be bothered with it at all? Again, this is what I said before. This game, it's got so many different options for you to play with that you can do what you want with it. There's no right or wrong way with how to play this game. Just pick what you want to do. Just pick it and just carry on. It's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Saying that, obviously you still can pre-order the game. If you pre-order it, you can get the Xerion Saddle Track Pack from Class, and that's out for pre-order now. And you get the tractor and you get the sprayer on the back. There's also the Season 1 Pass that you can order on the pre-order, and that will come at a discount overall rather than buying the individual DLCs. So that's an option for you to think about. The game comes out on the 22nd of November, so not long to wait now. It's coming out on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PC and Google Stadia. Now, I really can't wait. The more I see about this, I really can't wait. So I'm just looking forward to 22nd. It's going to be a good day. That being said, I'm going to leave you now. If you like the video, give us a like. If you want to see more content from us, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.